The bus carrying the youngsters and driver from a summer school session at Dairyland Unified School was found empty in a bamboo-covered area of the dry Berenda Slough. There is no doubt the bus was deliberately hidden in the thicket, and dust on the seats indicated the 26 youngsters were not aboard when the bus was driven into the slough. The mysterious disappearance would also indicate that at least 2 people had to be involved, one to drive the bus into the slough and another to guard the youngsters. There were other vehicle tracks on top of the bus tire tracks in the sand. Many of the worried parents were waiting at roadside, while others kept an all-night vigil at the Chowchilla police station.
The California Highway Patrol are bringing down an aircraft that they have to patrol the highways. It's a very expensive aircraft. It's called a stall. It's capable of flying at extremely low altitudes at low speeds. It can almost hover, in fact, it seems. And they have radio contact with ground units. And we're going to take a map of the county, and particularly this end of the county, divide it off into sectors. And in cooperation with the ground units, we will have the aircraft fly, look for buildings, for vehicles, for any suspicious activity, any place where a large number of people like this might be in hiding, and then check it out from the ground. Then we're going to reconstruct the path, or the route that the bus driver most logically would have taken at the time of his disappearance.
Early this morning, investigators found some cotton swabs and gauze in a plastic cup about 75 feet from the bamboo patch where the bus was concealed. Again, the swabs and the rest are being analyzed, but with no clear indication now that the material is connected with the children's disappearance. It's been that way throughout this day. Lots of reports of vans and items from purses to knapsacks to clothing being found with no firm connection to what's happened. Command center for this search and investigation is the Chowchilla Justice Center. Assistant FBI Director Robert Gebhardt arrived this afternoon to direct the operation.
At the present time, we know that there's 27 people missing since about 4:15 yesterday afternoon. And it's our job and the job of the entire law enforcement community here in Chowchilla to find these youngsters and the bus driver, and to make sure we take the responsible people into custody for this particular crime.
Is it a political act, you think?
That's speculation, sir.
I've pretty well got it figured out. I may be wrong, but I may be right. I think it's some type of a group that wants recognition and money, and they haven't asked for the money yet, but they're getting the recognition.
Ray, of Portuguese descent, was born and brought up in the area. The father of 2 grown sons, he ranches 38 acres and drives a school bus part-time. His brother described him to us.
Calm, easygoing, and he loves children.
Have you seen any change in him lately?
There's not a bit of change. He's just as hard a working man as he was 20 years ago when he went to school. Drove school bus.
How long has he been driving the school bus?
For about 24, 26 years.
He really loves kids?
Right, he loves children, and the children all love him. From grown-ups to big ones that he's went to school with all the way through.
How's the family taking this?
Very well. So far, they're here. I can't tell you any more. It's just one of those things.
School officials were taking no chances that the situation would repeat itself. School Secretary Nita Hansen was on the phone all morning, asking parents to pick up their children at the bus stops.
And was that Mr. Dixon? And Mr. Dixon's seeing now. He won't let those kids off that bus till he sees someone that's an adult that's there.
Well, that's one reason I'm here. I hope that this does not become a routine matter, because if we've sunk to the point in this country where children can't go to school safely, we're in serious trouble.
No reward has been offered yet, and no demands have been made from the kidnappers, if indeed they are.
You're asking to meet with the kidnappers, though?
Well, I'm not asking to meet with them necessarily, but I'm pleading with them to communicate with me, and I'd like to develop some line of communication about the children. The safety of the children is important.
Word went out this morning for the non-denominational service at Chowchilla's First Baptist Church. Pastor of the church and president of the Ministerial Association, the Reverend R.S. Buskirk, led the prayer for the safety of the children and driver and a solution to the reasonless action.
All the reports are still speculative at this time. They're not ruling out anything, but they do not know. They have no hard evidence. They are bringing a dog team in later this evening to try to get the scent of the children and send them out through the county. the children may be nowhere near here.
There have been countless reports, rumors. Dennis again mentioned the knapsacks, the articles of clothing. And I think to a certain degree the reports that they've been found are authentic. I don't think anyone's made a connection between the items found and this particular case.
They got a couple of reactions. Well, you must be out here because of that white van, and that was the first they knew about it. It seems for the past couple of days there has been a white van in this area, but they're not sure if it was someone casing the area for a possible abduction like this, or if it could be a special minority program that has just started in this area and it uses a white van. So that is a firm thing. There was a white van in the area, but whether it has connection with the case, that's something they're definitely trying to check out.
I mean, in the last few years we've become used to terrorist activity in this country, unfortunately so. But what possible use could there be in abducting 26 innocent children?
I guess now all that we can do is to join with the families and loved ones of those involved and pray hard for their safe recovery.
The children have been found. They are in good shape. The bus driver has been found. He is in good shape. There's no indication of any harm.
I never had pictures in my mind of anything awful or anything terrible. I knew they'd be all right. I knew I'd have... My arms have been around those children all the time, and I've talked to them. I've said, everything's going to be all right, babe. And this is the way I'm close to my children, and I just knew they were all right. And they knew I was talking to them.
The children are all right, the driver is all right. These words ended one of the most bizarre incidents in the history of the Central Valley. The 26 Chowchilla youngsters and driver Ed Ray were found in this desolate area near Livermore. Imprisoned in the body of an old semi-truck, Ray and the kids dug themselves out and went for help. The area was sealed to photographers as criminologists combed the cave and surrounding areas for clues to the identity of the kidnappers. The group was taken to Santa Rita Correctional Center and placed in the care of the FBI. Some suffered from overexposure, but considering their ordeal, they were fine. While parents and friends waited anxiously in Chowchilla, the FBI questioned Ray and the children. A bus was chartered. At long last, the trip home began. And then they were home, tired, scared, but safe.
We had a lot of crying and begging for their mamas and stuff, but I kept quieting them down to see the guys wouldn't get mad at us.
Did you ever find out why they were doing this?
No, sir. I wouldn't let them live if I could get a hold of them.
We had food and stuff, so we could be down there in those restrooms and stuff. I thought they were just had an urge to do something, so I just went along with them. I wasn't about to go against them, that gun.
We didn't, what do you want to do? What we did to you? And they said, no, you guys just shut up and sit down there. And we was scared and everybody was crying.
No, I mean, all the things I've heard about the press and the way you want to strangle people constantly over this thing kind of gets to your nerves. And all the way through this whole thing, they've always treated all of us, all the parents of the children, with dignity, with respect. We've never had them around our houses. They've confronted us and asked us respectable questions as though we're human beings, and we all appreciate it very much.
This morning to rejoice God, to praise His name for answered prayer, projecting the news of a community that has gone through sorrow and now has come forth rejoicing.
There were countless people deserving of special recognition over the past couple of days. Let's not forget the Chowchilla firemen who had to roll their trucks outside to accommodate the masked reporters. The Salvation Army, which sent its emergency canteen cleared down from San Francisco. And the CB radio people who pitched in with communications and lunch meat and snacks. and Pacific Telephone, Ma Bell, who jumped into the fray with 60 press phones and any number of special government circuits and mobile phones, cable from the Bay Area, trailered pay phones from San Luis Obispo, lines and circuits from surrounding towns, and some 60 operators and installers from the Central Valley. Even the back of a station wagon for 3-year-old Scott Miller, who just couldn't wait any longer. And somehow it all worked.